Epigenetics and Bruce Lipton. Epigenetics is the study of how environmental factors and perceptions can influence the expression of genes without changing the DNA sequence. It is a fascinating and emerging field of science that has many implications for health and well-being. Bruce Lipton is a cell biologist and author who has contributed to the development and popularization of epigenetics. He has written several books on the topic, such as The Biology of Belief, Spontaneous Evolution, and The Honeymoon Effect. He has also given many lectures and interviews on how epigenetics can help us understand ourselves and our potential. However, Bruce Lipton is not the father of epigenetics. The term epigenetics was first coined by Conrad Waddington in 1921, and the concept has been explored by many other scientists before and after him, such as Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, Gregor Mendel, Barbara McClintock, and Eric Kandel. Bruce Lipton is one of the many researchers who have advanced the field of epigenetics, but he is not the originator or the sole authority on it. The biology of belief. The biology of belief is a term coined by Bruce Lipton, a cell biologist and author, to describe how our thoughts and perceptions can affect the expression of our genes. He claims that we can change our biology by changing our beliefs, and that we are not limited by our genetic inheritance. He bases his ideas on the new science of epigenetics, which studies how environmental factors and signals can modify the activity of genes without altering the DNA sequence. According to Lipton, the cell membrane is like a brain that receives and processes information from the environment and then sends signals to the nucleus, where the DNA is stored. He argues that the cell membrane is more important than the DNA in determining the fate and behavior of the cell, and that the DNA is not a fixed blueprint, but a dynamic and adaptable molecule that responds to the signals it receives. He also suggests that our subconscious mind, which is formed by our early experiences and influences, controls most of our biological functions and behaviors, and that we can reprogram it by using conscious awareness and positive affirmations. Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief, Unleashing the Power of Consciousness, Matter and Miracles, is a best-selling book that explains his theory in detail, using simple language, illustrations, humor, and everyday examples. He also provides evidence from his own experiments and those of other scientists who have explored the link between mind and matter. He hopes that his book will inspire people to realize their true potential and create a more harmonious and healthy world. The current state of research on epigenetics is the study of how environmental factors and perceptions can influence the expression of genes without changing the DNA sequence. It is a fascinating and emerging field of science that has many implications for health and well-being. The current state of research on epigenetics is very active and diverse. Scientists are exploring how epigenetic mechanisms, such as DNA methylation, histone modifications, and non-coding RNA, regulate gene expression in different cells, tissues, and organisms. They are also investigating how epigenetic changes can be inherited, reversed, or influenced by various factors, such as diet, stress, drugs, aging, and disease. Some of the current topics and applications of epigenetic research include the role of epigenetics in development and differentiation, such as how stem cells maintain their pluripotency or how epigenetic patterns are established during embryogenesis. The role of epigenetics in cancer, such as how epigenetic alterations can contribute to tumorigenesis, metastasis, drug resistance, or immune evasion. The role of epigenetics in neurobiology and psychiatry, such as how epigenetic processes can affect brain function, behavior, memory, learning, and mental disorders. The role of epigenetics in immunology and infectious diseases, such as how epigenetic regulation can modulate immune responses, inflammation, autoimmunity, or host pathogen interactions. The role of epigenetics in metabolism and endocrinology, such as how epigenetic modifications can influence metabolic pathways, hormone signaling, obesity, diabetes, or cardiovascular diseases. The role of epigenetics in environmental and evolutionary biology, such as how epigenetic variation can respond to environmental stimuli, adapt to changing conditions, or generate phenotypic diversity. Epigenetic research is also advancing the development of new technologies and tools for studying and manipulating the epigenome. These include methods for detecting, quantifying, mapping, editing, or modulating epigenetic marks and factors. Moreover, epigenetic research is opening new avenues for diagnosis and therapy of various diseases. These include biomarkers for early detection, prognosis, or prediction of response to treatment, drugs that target epigenetic enzymes or pathways, or gene therapies that correct or modify epigenetic defects.